Hello and welcome to Lamberhurst Vineyard. Here we are standing amongst the vines that span across some 20 acres of vineyards and produce 40 tonnes of grapes each year.
We've had wine in this country since the Romans invaded. When they invaded, they didn't like our ale, so they decided to plant their own vines. Henry VIII didn't help, unfortunately, because when he destroyed the monasteries, he destroyed a lot of the vineyards because they were run by monks.
The vineyard was started in the late 60s by Kenneth McAlpine, who is a local landowner, and it came about when Bewl Reservoir, which was about 1,200 acres, was flooded to provide a new reservoir. It's across the valley, just over here, a mile away. And at the time, Kenneth's land was considerably reduced, and the site we're on now was a fruit farm with strawberries, and before that, as you can see from the oast house behind, even hops.
Hello, I'm Fraser Thompson. I'm the Chief Executive of English Wines Group, based here at Chapel Down in Tenterden. And this is where all the wines from Lamberhurst are made, from all the grapes that are supplied to us from the Lamberhurst Vineyard. We're very proud of the wines, and I know you're going to enjoy them when you taste them too. But this is a brief look round what we do here at Tenterden. So, having spent anything up to 7 years in our cellars, this bottle of wine now is ready to have the yeast that you see all along the bottom here removed from the bottle of wine. It's been sitting there for 7 years whilst the yeast has been eating sugar and producing carbon dioxide and a little bit of alcohol. And the process it's going to go through now is a process that we in England call riddling, and which in France they call remuage. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and get all of this yeast down in the neck of the bottle. And that's a process that's a bit like picking up blue tack from a desk. We have to roll it, and so it allows itself to pick up on itself. So you can see the yeast just starting to move there. And we'll do that over a period of about 5 days as the yeast gradually starts to move and gradually starts its journey towards the neck of the bottle. And you can just see it moving there. And after a period of 5 days, what we'll have is the wine completely clear at the top and with a plug of yeast at the bottom. And that process, as I say, 5 days, called riddling, and it's then ready for another process called disgorging, or as the French call it, dégorgement. And that's what you'll be seeing next. In the old days, remuage would have been performed by hand using these riddling crates, and a quarter turn would have been made to each bottle of fizz as it was being riddled. And that would have moved the yeast just a little bit of a turn each time, and that process would have taken 5 or 6 weeks. Now it's done using the gyro pallets and takes a mere 5 days. So when the gyro pallets have weaved their magic, we end up with the wine, as it's called, sur point in French, or on its head in English. And there you see at the bottom of the bottle the yeast that's been collected that was sitting all the way down the side of the bottle. And that enables us to go through the next process, which you'll see shortly, which is the disgorging of the champagne. The first part of the disgorging procedure is to freeze that very end neck part of the bottle. And that enables us to turn the bottle the other way round. So the neck with the yeast in it stays frozen with the yeast at the top of the bottle. We then, as you see, the arm goes down and the bottle cap is removed. The natural pressure of the wine in there, which is about the same as a bus tyre, then blows that plug of yeast out. And you'll see the bottle then move across, and the dosage is added, and we top the level of the bottle up so that it reaches the full 75 centilitres that you'd expect from a bottle of English sparkling wine. From there, we then cork and cage the bottle of wine. So we add the foil, we add the labels back and front, and then we lay it down on its side and put it into a carton to be sent off to be enjoyed later.
At the moment, Bewl Water is able to offer disciplines to 28 different interested parties. The major ones of these for a 900-acre body of water, inland water, is of course sailing, fishing, windsurfing, canoeing, kayaking, but also, and more recently, rowing has become very popular, as well as, inevitably, it's a very beautiful area, so cyclists, riders and walkers use the reservoir constantly and walk the surrounding 19 miles. The RSPB has a major sanctuary there, so for any bird watchers it's a very big draw. And then of course there are all the usual attractions for those day visitors who just want to come and look at the beautiful scenery, or eat out, or play in the playground, or indeed hire cycles and go around themselves. The reservoir is the largest body of water in the inland water in the southeast, and links very well with the vineyard, and together with the Forestry Commission and National Trust we form 4 of the 7 wonders of the Weald.